here we are talking about the pay-per-view that's coming up in only a few short days, No Way Out. Let's start off with the YouTube match, Brodus Clay versus David Otunga. Free. That's all I can say. Thank God.
Free squash.
Thing is, you would have had to pay for this because Brodus would have showed up somewhere. There's matches they haven't put on here yet, and I know there's one match for sure that's going to be on here. But yeah, so Brodus Clay, David Otunga. This is the first time Brodus has been back since getting beat up to a sense. I know he's been on SmackDown to kind of keep him away from the big show.
Yep.
But what do you think's going to happen?
Well, I mean, I think it's going to be a pretty big squash match, if you ask me. Brodus is going to come out, do his dance. Otunga's going to threaten a lawsuit, then he's going to squash him. And that's that. I think what's going to happen with Brodus, though, in the future is I think that there's money in a Brodus Clay Big Show pay-per-view match, but because I think that's not a bad match for like a heavyweight mid-card match.
Yeah.
Why not put that together? Because there's two like big guys, right?
Could be money in the bank.
If they did well with Henry and the show, why not bring in Brodus and do the same thing?
Exactly. I'm thinking the same thing. Brodus Clay, how much offense do you think Otunga's going to get?
Oh, I don't think he's going to get any.
Tanya. Future U.S. champion and David Otunga.
I know. The thing with Otunga is the guy is going to be a main event guy, 100%. Because he's got the look. He can wrestle. He's great on the mic. I just think that they're slow playing a lot of these guys, it seems.
United States, no, I'm not going to say championship. They don't put that on it in this kind of match. Santino Marella is wrestling without the U.S. title on the line. That's as sad enough as it is. Versus Ricardo Rodriguez, special stipulation tuxedo match.
It's one of those things where it's like I don't mind the match so much, but like Santino needs to get rid of the U.S. title because Santino, it's great for like a kind of a comedic, lighthearted match. Sure, have it, gimmick it with the tuxedo. It's something kind of fresh,
Yeah.
And I just can't believe he still has the U.S. title.
He should.
Does this mean that we're going to see Mr. Rodriguez become the U.S. champion eventually? Because if he beats Santino by a fluke, which I could very well see happening on this pay-per-view.
Yeah. I don't see him being the U.S. champion. I still see Otunga's going to get it some way, somehow. But it's just they need to get the belt off him now because it's run its course. Yeah. And if he's into these kind of matches, he doesn't need to have the belt.
So why not have Ricardo, the way he's going to win the match, have one of the other Spanish guys on the roster come out and beat up Santino because they're Spanish, they have a connection, he's their friend. Bring out the guys on the bicycles.
Exactly. Start off and start another stable. Absolutely.
Turn Sin Cara heel.
Yeah, exactly. He just came back.
So what?
Turn him here. Oh, perfect. Now, we have the Divas Championship match, Layla versus Beth Phoenix. Can we finally say we put the nail to Layla and Beth finally wins?
Yeah, I think so. I'd be shocked if Beth loses again. Give her the title, start the squash fest.
Yeah, and then bring Karma out, set up the whole SummerSlam. Like we have done on our SummerSlam predictions. We know this is the way it's going to be. She's going to get smoked finally, and now it's less of a build-up for SummerSlam. Yeah. I think that's maybe what happened.
And I think that the fact that Lawler made a point of discussing Layla's injured knee on Raw is, I think that was a comment that they wanted to touch base on just to like give an out. So what's going to happen is Beth is going to play on the injured knee.
Yeah.
And that's how she's going to win.
And that's how a champion becomes a champion.
And then she goes back to squashing Kelly every week for a few more weeks.
Intercontinental Championship, Christian versus Cody Rhodes. What do you think's going to happen?
I don't know. Cody. It seems like Cody's ready to go again. I think Christian's going to keep the title. And I think we're going to see Cody go in a different direction, especially since all of Sheamus' opponents are injured now. It looks like we might see Cody versus Sheamus coming up.
Yeah, Money in the Bank would be a perfect opportunity to give him a shot at something, right? It's a lower tier pay-per-view, therefore there's not a lot of expectations.
Yep.
Therefore throw him right against Sheamus.
Yep,
perfect idea.
Start Christian fresh in a new feud with somebody on the SmackDown roster.
Yeah, maybe old Dolphy, we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, I think Christian is going to win this one, and it'll be a good match. It'll probably be one of the best matches on the card, And but I think Christian's going to win it. That's for sure.
Okay.